Continuing our conversation on the oppression of Black, Brown, Indigenous, and other women of color, I'm going to read to you an article I found on the website, A History of Domestic Work and Worker Organizing. I strongly suggest that website, especially if you are interested in the history of marginalized women in this country. So we start with a quote from the priestess Congüeña, who led the Araya in a 1607 revolt against Dominican priests, to the ruins of the 1970s and 1980s, who went to the streets to defy martial law and call attention to women's issues. Filipinas have always protected their people from foreign or oppressive rule. CNN Philippines, 2019. U.S. imperialism, and we'll talk about imperialism one day. But U.S. imperialism in the Philippines began in the late 1800s. It was militarily, economically, and culturally violent. The U.S. used cultural imperialism to control Filipino and other societies it occupied. It tried to destroy their languages, symbols, and other forms of cultural identity by imposing U.S. culture and its values. It enforced ideologies of U.S. superiority by creating false and negative images of the people it wanted to colonize. Sound familiar? Photography was a powerful tool of cultural imperialism at the end of the 1800s. It played a key role in promoting the idea that the U.S. was a modern, technologically superior culture. The photographs depicted so-called inferior cultures to suggest that they needed and wanted to be modern. Beginning around 1899, staged photographs of native Filipinos and Filipinas circulated widely on U.S. postcards, newspapers, and magazines. Two different kinds of racist stereotypes of Filipinos were especially popular in the United States. 1. Photographs of naked Filipino men and women. You've seen those. I know you have. And 2. Photographs of Filipinos dressed in European-styled clothes. Clothed bodies represented their transformation from the supposed dangerous SAVAGESs to controlled, modern subjects, like the Subservient Fillipina, which is the equivalent to a black mammy. We'll have that conversation later. The Subservient Filipina was a fictional image that colonial photographers created to erase the real anti-imperialist women who resisted U.S. colonial rule. U.S. colonial photographers posed Filipina women and girls in traditional dress, highlighting imperial and patriarchal ideals of a submissive female body. They staged these photographs in unthreatening settings like classrooms, domestic spaces, and places of leisure or rest. These images reflected the U.S. desire for good, docile women who were willing and eager to learn from the United States. Images of subservient Filipina women appeared in the U.S. publications decades before Filipinas migrated to the U.S. for work. These photographs supported sexist and racist ideas that would shape exploitive labor conditions for Filipina domestic workers. Head on over to History of Domestic Work and Worker Organizing for more information.